We're with John McDonough at the Business of Sports Conference in Hoffman Estates. Fans turned out again at the banquet center that you had in the winter and in the summer experience. But now your next big thing is the Training Camp Festival. That was sold out last year, and it seems like you kick it up a notch every year.
The Training Camp Festival, Tom, was the brainchild of Jay Blunk, who really wanted to make training camp an event. And the fact that that's when we start practice, that practice is open to the public. We think there's a tremendous appetite for our product, and we did. We sold it out last year. We anticipate that we're going to do the same again this year. It's a great way to kick off the season. There's a lot of events outside of the United Center, but they also have a chance to witness the practice. Some of the players and the coaches are mic'd, and it really gives you a unique perspective into the 2011-2012 Chicago Blackhawks.
And then that leads into opening night, where you get this feeling that your players are like rock stars again. They have that red carpet walk that fans really seem to enjoy.
Yeah, they do, and it's just part of the pageantry and the presentation, and it's going to be a wonderful start to the season. Sometime, I would assume in October, we're going to be unveiling the statues of Bobby Hull and Stan Mikita, and really for our franchise, that literally and figuratively is groundbreaking.
This year, the Hockey News, a venerable publication, has come out and said that the Blackhawks are going to win the Central and be in the finals. I know that's a target that you shoot for yourself, but also you have an impressive streak going with full houses, and that probably adds to that factor.
Well, in regards to the Hockey News, we really appreciate their overall assessment, but it's really not anything that we're preoccupied with. You've got to do it on the ice. You have to do it on the ice, and every team's going to start the season 0-0, and it's nice to say. I think Stan made some exceptional moves during the offseason to fortify this team, a lot of team toughness, and I think those acquisitions and a lot of the young players that we have coming in the pipeline, I think it's really going to bear fruit.
The Cubs are looking for a new GM now. The Bulls, and they're going to look outside. The Bulls are looking, they made that change from within. You made a change from within before your championship season. Could you tell us about the kind of qualities you were looking for when you decided to go with Stan, and how he's met those expectations?
Well, the one thing that strikes me about Stan is he's very, very analytical. He asks a lot of input from other people before he makes a decision. He's very, very bright, and he works very hard at his craft. Stan's an intellectual. He's a very well-rounded guy, very well-spoken, but has a very good grasp of people, and I'm watching a very young, dynamic leader unfolds. He's the youngest general manager in the history of the National Hockey League to win the Stanley Cup. We made the playoffs last year. He's put a lot of time and effort, and he does a great job empowering his staff, but I think one of his greatest attributes is gathering as much information as he can before he makes a decision. There's no knee-jerk decisions whatsoever.
Great. Thank you very much.
Okay.
The turnover this year is not as dramatic as it was in the previous year when you had lots of cap issues and everything, but from what everyone is saying, the significant changes are really important ones, in which you brought in some veterans who really have some character and seem to be team focused. Is that what you were looking for?
We did more adding this year. Last year we had to do some subtracting for salary cap, and this year was much better for us because we were able to add to the mix. And I think when you look at the players we've brought in, you touched on it right on there when you said we've got some experience coming into the mix. In particular, we've got players who understand what it takes to win, and they play a little different style than some of the guys that we already have here, a little bit more physicality to their game. And the goal here is to try to make our team tougher to play against. We've got a lot of star players. Now we're trying to fill in around them with good supporting players, complementary type. And we're very, very excited and optimistic that they're going to add a new wrinkle to our team.
That's what people seem to be excited about with training camp coming up, is what will be the mix.
Right.
That must be interesting to watch unfold, because you do have 4 really solid veterans in those top 3 lines, and a mix of people that it'll be interesting to see what happens there.
Right, that's what the training camp is for, is to sort that out. We've got ideas right now on how things are going to look, but it can all change within a couple days, once we see them on the ice. And I think at this time of year, everyone gets excited about what could be, and now we want to get to training camp so we can get them on the ice, watch how they mesh with one another, play some games, and then get going in October.
The fans on Tim Tassone's blog have a passion about Daniel Carcillo. They either love him or they hate him.
Right.
And there seems to be more of them anxious to hope that they prove their theories wrong. But he brings an edge that will be along the lines of Dave Bolin in a sense.
Yeah, I think he certainly is going to be. He's a bigger guy than Boland, and I think he likes to drop the gloves a little bit more than Dave does. But he is I guess you could call him a polarizing figure. I think certainly some fans don't like him at all, and other fans love him. But no matter what, people tend to talk about him. I think that's safe to say. And he brings some excitement to the mix, and he's a noticeable player that way. But he can play as well. He's not just a guy that does the physical stuff. He also knows how to play the game. He can play with good players, and I think we intend to use him in a couple of different manners. And I think when he's on your side, he's one of those guys that it'd be a lot easier to like him when you're playing with him as opposed to against him.
And he has a reputation of being real pesky, but he's only 26.
Right.
And as you say, has some skills. So his game can still evolve, can it?
It can, yeah. I think you can say that for most of our players. I don't think we've seen the best of even guys like Patrick Sharp. He's not even 30 years old yet, so he's still got some areas where he wants to get better. And same thing with Taves and Kane, and you go on down the line. These players are all coming into the primes of their careers if they haven't arrived there yet. So we expect them to get better, and the new players as well. I think they can add some things to their game to bring a different element that we were maybe lacking last year.
Well, great. Summer's over and hockey's back.
Thank you very much.
We're
very excited. Thank you.
Appreciate it.